there has been a history between the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers where big games are decided by big time players. And ladies and gentlemen, we had some big time players in this game this past weekend, dubbed the Micah Bowl simply because Dallas's best football player coming into the 2025 season, Micah Parsons, was in or contract negotiations with the owner, Jerry Jones. Didn't work out well. Jerry Jones eventually traded Micah to the Green Bay Packers. Griff, this was a game where I'm going to just turn over the majority of the time to you, but I will say this at the very top. This was a game where the Dallas Cowboys defense proved to me why they are the worst defense in the league. But this was also a game that the Dallas Cowboy offense surprised me in becoming the best offense in the league. They have a smidgen of a shot. If they stay healthy, they will be the worst best team in 2025. They will be Cincinnati of 2025 because that defense is, but that offense, man, y'all got something there. Without CD, y'all hung 40 and you should have won, but you gave it away. How how happy are you to have a tie, my man?
I ain't happy to have no tie. I wanted to win. I'm just gonna keep real. And let me make this perfectly clear. The Cowboys don't have the worst. Miami actually has the worst defense in the league,
Mhm.
based off numbers. The Cowboys is next to the last, and the Baltimore Ravens is right above the Cowboys. We hold the last three spots, but this take me back to the days when Romo was putting 40 points up and the opposing team put 44. I see Troy say, is the Cowboy offense really that good? The Cowboy offense ain't had a problem all season against any of the opponents they played. The problem has been the defense. And I don't want him. He said that the Green Bay Packers defense sucked, but I can't say they suck. Matter of fact, like Micah Parsons said, Dak just was on all cylinders. He said if his timing would have been off just a little bit, he would have been done. I just like the way we done committed to the run this year. And even with CD being hurt, we have to commit a little bit more to the run. And that's been another one of the bright spots, not just against the Green Bay Packers, but against every team we done played this year. The one thing that we could do was run the ball. The fact that CD is hurt, it has now Dak is spreading the ball around a little bit more, which that's another one of those things that I like, man. But we got to figure something out on that defense because it just, man, when you got two receivers wide open down the field with no defenders in the area, it was just embarrassing. I mean, how many tackles that we should have had behind the line of scrimmage, and it should have been losses that turned out to be 8 to 10 yards, if not more. Too many times, man. So, and again, Eberflus, if he don't figure this thing out, man, only reason why he still got a job today is because we tied. But I ain't happy with the tie. I want to win. I do not like. I know that when it comes to postseason, there's no time, but I don't like a tie. Period, man. Hey, we play to somebody win.
Yeah, yeah, you're right on so many points. And just to recognize all of those in the chat, Troy, you're right. I did have a rough weekend, both in fantasy land and in reality. I got my heart broken on the field with my team playing poorly. I got my butt beat in fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen, by Troy of all people. And he did not just beat me, he beat me down by like 50 points. Troy, aren't you like 0 and 3? You got your first win.
He should be 0-4 just like me. I'm 4-0. He should be 4-0 just like me. We both
Oh,
4-0.
okay. But either way, man, shout out to you. I'll get back at you later on in the season. Shay, I see that you said poor Saints. I want them to win too, but since they not winning, we're not going to talk about them. They haven't earned it. Mr. Rattler is simply not the guy. We'll talk about them at a later date and time. But man, I got to get back on those Cowboys and address what you touched on. The Cowboy offense. If Mr. George Pickens can remain aggressive as he was on Sunday, where those 50-50 balls are his, then yes, the Cowboys have a phenomenal chance of being a competitive playoff caliber type of team, regardless of how piss poor the defense operates. They won't be this terrible throughout the entire year as long as they stay healthy. Matt Eberflus is not a good defensive coordinator. I don't know why people keep going back to the well, but Dallas will struggle under his philosophy. And Jerry Jones isn't the type to replace a new coach in the middle of this first season. So look for the struggles that y'all have on defense now to continue to plague you throughout the season, regardless of whether or not you stay healthy and or whether or not you have injuries. So the Cowboys is there is some hope there. And the Packers defense is a legitimate defense. The Dallas Cowboy offense is just that good. We knew that the Dallas Cowboy offense was competitive. They played the Super Bowl champions to a standstill, basically. They put up 40 against a Giants team that, yes, suffers a lot, but you still put up 40. And then they put up 40 on a Green Bay Packers team that many people believe are a favorite to go to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC. So, with a $188 million defensive end who is going to create havoc across the NFL throughout this season. Like he said, Dak was on it, and Dak has been on it. Dak, quiet as kept, is my leading candidate early after 4 games for MVP, simply because of what he has done. If not for that terrible defense, Dallas could be 4-0. Legitimately speaking. But it is what it is. The Cowboys are still trash.
No, we're ahead of them Saints. No, we keep one win ahead of them Saints. I'm okay, baby.
I got you, dog. I got you. But